Let me teach you inheritance. We have a derived class or a base class to inherit the properties and behaviors of a base class or a superclass. First, we have a base class or a parent class. This class have some property and behavior. At next, we have derived class or child class. This class also have its own property and behavior, and also it inherits the parent class behavior. No problem if you don't understand. Let me give you an example. Let me create a class university. Let me create a string variable engineering courses. Inside this bracket, I mention the courses in the double quotes. First, I give CSE, ECE, mechatronics and robotics. This string variable is private by default. So I'm mentioning private also here. Even the string variable is private if I not mention this keyword private. Let me write some member function in public. Before that, I create some more string variables. Science courses. The courses are physics, maths and chemistry. So in the public, I write the member function void disp engineering. I write it as short. I'm using for loop to display all these engineering courses in this string engineering courses. I type for. Now this loop will run 4 times. I forgot to mention the size here. So I'm giving the size of the first string variable as 4. And for the next array, it is 3. Inside the square bracket, I'm putting the variable I. I do the same for the array science courses. I create a new function void disp science. I just do copy paste this and change the variables according to it. So I put the array name. This is the parent class we have. It has some behavior. So let me create the child classes. Using the keyword class, I give the name of the class as engineering. This is a child class, but we have no connection between the child and parent class. How to do it? You just mention a colon here and then you give the keyword public and you mention the parent class name university. By using the keyword public here, you can use the public member functions. Whatever comes under public, you can use it in the child class. So this class also have its own behavior. So let me give the keyword public and I define its own class, own function. I'm giving eng welcome. So this is the name of the member function of the class engineering. It is in public. So let me define the function. It's just going to print a cout message, welcome to engineering. So I create another child class. The name of this class is science. Here we want to create the connection for this child and to the parent. Give the semicolon first. Then you type the keyword public. So it can access the public functions in the parent class. And you mention the parent class name. I create a public function void I'm just printing the message welcome to science. So we have two child class here, engineering and arts. So this two child class have its own behavior and it also inherits the parent behavior. We use the keyword public here, so it can use the public member function and the variables under it. Now let me define the main function. I create the object for the class engineering. Let it be E, and I am creating an object for the class science. Let it be capital S. Through the object E, I am calling its function engineering welcome. And from its parent class, I am going to display the courses. I want to say the object name and I am saying this engineering. I do the same for the science object. Mention the object name yes dot science welcome yes dot this science courses. So at first I call the member function from its own class, then I call the member function from its parent class. I do the same for the science class. First I call its own member function, then I call its parent member function. So this two object inherits the behavior of the parent class university. So let me run the code. So it says first welcome to engineering, which is the behavior of the child class 1. It's called the member function and it's print welcome to engineering. At next it prints CSE ECE mechatronics, which is the behavior of the parent class university. Here it prints the display engineering in the public in the parent class university. And it done the same for the next class object science. First it's called own function engineering welcome. Then from the parent class it calls the function void display science. So it prints the courses on it. So this is called as inheritance. Previously we saw example for single inheritance. Now let us see multiple inheritance. I have the same code here. Let me minimize this. In single level inheritance, we have a parent class and the child class will inherit the behavior of the parent class. Here we have only one parent class. In multi-level inheritance, we have more than one number of parent class. So the child class will inherit the behavior of all the parent classes. Now this to be parent class 1. I write the second parent class. I name the class as rules. Let it be data. So it will have the data of the students. So we have two parent classes. One is university, one is data. Here we have two child classes, engineering and science. Here we have engineering students. Here we have science students. But all students have same data name. Each student has a name, roll number, register number, course name, fees due, and attendance percentage. So it will be defined inside this class data. So this child class engineering and science can inherit these two parent class behaviors, university behavior and the data behavior. Let me define the class data. I create a string variable name, so long, register number, float, attendance. I created three variable name, register number and float attendance. So these three variables are private by default. Under the public, I define the member function to get the data and to display the data. First I print the message to enter the values. I display the message in cout to enter name, register number, attendance. Using cin, I get the name first, then register number and attendance. And it with semicolon. Now I create another member function here, void disp data. I'm printing the message name first, then the variable name. Next I say register number and I write the variable register number. Now in the next line I'm printing attendance and I print the variable attendance. I'm ending with endl. So this is our parent class 2. It has some behavior. Let me minimize this parent class 2 data. Now I have two parent class here. I have two child class here. So this child class will inherit the behavior of both parent classes. This is multiple inheritance. Let me minimize this too. Now let me take the child class 1, class engineering, which inheriting the behavior of class university. We want to inherit the behavior of parent class 2, class data. So I just give comma operator. Then I mention the keyword public. Then I'm mentioning the class name data. So now this child 1 class engineering will inherit the behavior of two parent class university and data. I'm doing the same for the child 2. I'm just copy this and I paste it over here. So this child 2 class science also inherits the behavior of two parent classes university and data. I'm mentioning the keyword public so we can access parent class private data and public data. Sorry, protected data and public data. We can't access the private data because we mentioned the keyword public here. We only can access the protected data. I type the object E, use the dot operator, and I mention the function get to get the data. I mention the object of class science S dot operator. Then I use the function get. This is the function of parent class data. Now after this, I will display the display function saying disp data. This is the member function of the parent class. Let me do the same for the object S. Let me run the code. So let me enter the name as Jack and giving a register number and attendance percentage as 78. Giving the name as Miller. This is a register number and this attendance is 89. I hit enter button. So at first it says welcome to engineering. The name is Jack, register number is this and attendance is 78. It says the available course CSE ECE mechatronics and next it says welcome to science and the name register number and attendance and it mentioned the course maths physics chemistry. Now the object of class engineering E uses the parent class member function get and disp data. This is the member function of the class data. This data and disp data is the member function of the class data and it uses the member function of another parent disp engineering and it also uses its own member function engineering welcome and the same for the object S. It inherits the parent class member function get and disp science. It uses the member function of another class which is disp science. Let us see multi-level inheritance. Let me show you an example. Here we have grandparent, parent and child. Child will inherit the behavior of parent and parent will inherit the behavior of grandparent. So this is multi-level inheritance. Here we have the base class grandparent and the base and derived class parent and derived class child. Child will inherit the behavior of parent and parent will inherit the behavior of grandparent. Now the parent class can access the functions in the grandparent because parent inheriting the behavior of grandparent. Now the child can access the functions in parent because it is inheriting the behavior of parent, and the child can also access the grandparent. The base class of the child is parent class. The parent class is inheriting the behavior of grandparent, so the child can access both parent and grandparent behavior. So this is multi-level inheritance. Now let us code. I'm creating a class grandparent. Inside public, I'm defining the function void grandpa message. In the function definition using cout, I'm printing hello grand doctor. This is the class definition of class grandparent. Now class parent under public, I create a function void father message. Inside this function, I'm printing cout hello princess. Now there is no connection between the grandparent class and the parent class. So the parent class want to inherit the grandparent class. So I give colon and I mention the keyword public and I mention the class name grandparent. So now the parent class will inherit the behavior of grandparent class. Now let me write the child class child under public. I create a function daughter message. Inside the function, it prints hello dad, hello grandpa. Now there is no connection between child and parent class. To do that, I give colon and I use the keyword public. Then I mention the class parent. So now there is connection between child and parent, and the class parent have connection to grandparent class. So now the child can inherit the behavior of both parent and grandparent. Parent inherit the behavior of grandparent. So when child inherit the behavior of parent, it also can inherit the behavior of grandparent. Now from the main function, I create an object for the class child. First I type child, then I name the class as C. Using C object, I'm using the function grandpa message. It accessing a member function from the grandparent class. So next C dot father message, member function from the parent class, and C dot daughter's message, member function from its own class. So let me run the code. So it says hello grandparent, hello princess, hello dad, and hello grandpa. So this child class object C inheriting the behavior of grandparent class, parent class, and its own class. This is a simple example of multi-level inheritance.